Hey music teachers, today I wanted to talk to you about grouping objects again, and that's because in the last video I was showing how I was rather frustrated in how PowerPoint doesn't sometimes allow you to ungroup objects very easily. And I just want to show you why grouping is a good thing and how it can be really useful. It is useful when you if you left click on the object and then press Control and then left click on the second object, keep holding Control and then press G, you've grouped the objects together. The hard thing to do is to ungroup them. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to show you this is because I wanted to show you some ways in which you can use grouping to make creation way faster. So I want to show you something else you can do, which is something that I hadn't shown in my previous video. So I'm going to go to a music song that I'm putting together called Blueberry Walls for recorders. I already put together one part, and now I'm working on part 2. So I have the music to look at, so I can create the next part. The first thing that I like to do, just to make creation easier, is to take a template, or what I did originally was to take this template that's already created, and then I copied this slide. So I left clicked here, and then I pressed Control C to copy, and then I came into here, into my second PowerPoint, and pressed Control V to paste it. And then the next thing that I did was I started editing the different features. And so I'm gonna show you how to do that so I can show you why I would use something like this to make it easier for my class. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of that time signature because I want the 3/4. Okay, paste that in. I'm gonna put the 4 measure bar, multi-measure rest. Okay, and I believe it's also repeats. Oops, what am I doing? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. And these are just also some other ways that you can edit, so that you're aware that you can drag and pull these things to make them work for you. Okay. And I'm going to steal that one for up here. There we go. Now we got a repeat. All right. So the next thing we need to do is take a look at the score. All right. So measure 5. We're going to go BBC, DCB. BBC, DCB. Okay. I'm going to paste that up here. Delete that one. Alright, I'm going to go into another slide to just steal a note. B. Here we go. B. And then I copied from the same note, so I don't have to go anywhere. Again, copy from the same note, BBC, DCB, D, C, B. All right, let's get the next slide. I've got half note. D. So I'm going to steal a half note. Oh, this object is grouped. So is that one. Well, let's see if it lets us steal one note. Or if it copies the whole thing. One note. Awesome. All right. Oops. I just wanted to get rid of the bar. Okay, I think it's behind. Sometimes if you can't grab something, there's a chance that it might be behind. So send your other object to the back. There you go. See? It was behind. Alright, so D. And D again. Didn't mean to do two of those. Go back and fix it. Alright, now the cool thing is once you start seeing measures that repeat, this is where it gets interesting. At measure 9, I'm going to show you how 9 and 10 and 11, how I can make this process way easier for myself. So I'm just going to put this last one up here. 3 count D. Okay. So I'm going to put that here, and then I'm going to go grab a dot from somewhere. I think I have to go back to my PowerPoint. Go. Dot. Okay. So now that I've got all of these elements in here, the next thing on the piece of music that we're looking at shows at measure 9 and measure 10 that these three measures repeat. We see them again. Now we've already written these measures, and because we've already written them, we can make life a heck of a lot easier for ourselves. Just by grouping them all together so that we can pull them into the next slide. So because measure 9 is going to occur on the first page, I'm only going to group this section together. I think it was BB. Let me go back and just double check. Yeah, BBC. So I'm just going to group this measure. So Control, left click to add. And I'm going to add all 3 objects plus the staff. Then I'm going to copy. So now I have all 4 of these objects together. I'm going to delete this one and press Control V. And now I've grouped and pasted over everything from the last slide, and I don't have to redo it. The only issue is if you have a staff that is, for example, see how this staff is much smaller and I kind of want to elongate it to make it match. Make sure you pull from the staff, because if you don't pull from the staff, if you pull from like I think it's from the corner of it when it's all there, it will distort your notes a little bit. It's kind of a weird thing that happens. Alright, so we've got that one in. So we're going to go to the next page, and to make life easier for us, again, we're going to actually take this slide, copy it, paste it, so we have the whole second slide with all the same stuff on it, but we're just going to delete the things that we don't need to start the next page. So, oh yes, I need to put a measure 9 in. So copy, paste, change it to 9. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we're in the second page, and I'm just going to start deleting items and things that I do not need. Alright, so that can stay, but I'm going to get rid of, whoops, these items. So let's delete all of this. Alright, the next measure that we need after measure 9 is DCB, and then DD, and then we even have that 3 count. So we need 3 measures. So I'm gonna go up here, and I'm going to group this one together, and then I'm gonna group 2 together. So I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna Control and left click to add them all. Now, while still holding Control plus G, and now I have a group. Now I'm gonna press Control C to copy my group. I'm gonna go to the next page. And because there's a measure already here, I know this isn't going to look super pretty, but because it's just easier, I'm going to leave a bar here. And I'm going to paste this over and put this right on top. So I know there shouldn't be a bar right after 3-4, but honestly, it's just going to make my life a heck of a lot easier if I can just leave that there. All right. So I've got D, C, B. All right. Now, after D, C, B, the next two things we needed to copy over were these two. So I'm going to get rid of this first so it's out of our way. Go back to our slide. All right, and I'm going to group all of these objects together, both measures. So that way it's just easier to pull everything over, and I don't have to drag or pull anything over in a difficult way. So left click and control, and then continue to click as you add in your elements. Don't forget to click the dot. There you go. Control G. Now these two measures are grouped. Now Control C. Now I've copied them. Now I'm going back to slide 9 so I can paste them in. It only gave me one. Hold on a second. Didn't even give me the right one. Control Z. Alright, let's go back here. So I've got my group. Control C. There we go. Okay. Now let's try that again. Much better. Alright, so now I have all my pieces right here. And now I'm just going to change the length of the bars. Oh, and see, that's what I was talking about when, if you're grabbing, make sure that you grab the measure and not the image. See how I'm grabbing the image? So I want to make these separate. There you go. So once you've clicked on them each individually, it recognizes that I didn't want to move these. I just want to move this. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this over, the next one. I'm going to do the same thing. Click on the individual objects on the inside, then move the measure. Okay. But at least now this time, I didn't have to do all of the work that I did the first time of copying and pasting each individual note over. I was able to just group them and then copy and paste entire sections, which makes creating music a heck of a lot faster if you're creating a score, particularly for your students. So that was really the point of the whole video, is that you can make these a lot faster if you do this kind of grouping. Oops. There we go. I'll just refix it. All right. Thank you so much.